like shifting a manual. This car is unlike anything else. This car does not get old. This is 4,000 RPM, letting off, it crackles and pops right back at me. Even giving a tiny bit of throttle, you can hear how high pitch it gets. The noise, there's no car out there, and I mean no car out there, that sounds like a GT350 or an R. Especially the R, with the resonator delete, then I can feel how lightweight this car is. It weighs hundreds of pounds less than my 2020 GT500. How can you not like this car? That was 5,000 RPM. We still have 2,000 more, well 3,000 almost more to go. Let's see if we can rev match downshift. Oh my gosh. This has got to be a keeper for me. I cannot sell this. It's been gathering a bit of dust, I'll be honest. We've been driving the new 500 so much and the CA Corvette. But getting back in this car, it's as if there's no replacement for a GT350R. And driving this, it makes me just think about how production is now coming to an end. We're no longer going to have the GT350s. It's going to be a thing of the past, a legend for all of us to look back on. What Mustang has a flat plane crank? Jeez, the balance, the control. Okay. Oh, I gotta pull over. This is the thrill. I can't stop smiling. This is gonna be a pretty good lookout point, I think. And I think it's echoing. Yeah, it is. Look at this thing. How can I stop driving this? I've had this car for about 4 years so far. I think it's coming on 5 almost. And it's still, there's no car that feels to give the same sensations as the GT350R. We've got that 5.2 liter flat plane crank Voodoo, codename Voodoo motor, and well, I am going to miss it. 2020, the very last year to get one of these. And we're talking about a Tremec equipped Shelby Mustang with a manual, Tremec stick shift manual, not a DCT. So this is going to be the last of its kind. It has to be. Plus, there's no supercharging, there's no boosting with this car. No, it's all motor. And going up this mountain, it hits you because you're widening out the RPM. And the way this engine is designed is that it's tuned so that you get all the power way up high in the RPM band. So when you go full throttle, it's constantly climbing and climbing and just pushing you forward. It's an exhilarating feeling that you just want to keep going full throttle. And once you slam it in the next gear, it makes you realize how you're driving the car, not the computer. That's what this car is. Yes, it's really advanced with the Magnarite suspension and extremely sticky tires. However, it is still traditional. Traditional in the sense of you are controlling every single aspect of the car. Automatic rev matching? Nope, you gotta learn how to do that yourself. Tough? It may be tough, but you gotta deal with it. If you consider all of what this car has to offer, for example, carbon fiber wheels, an option on the new 2020 GT500 considered the golden ticket, which are extremely hard to come by, and the package itself costs $18,500. So this car right here also has carbon fiber wheels, except they're painted, as you can see here. It completely blew away the car industry. What vehicle, well, what Mustang has carbon fiber wheels? It was an option only available on like Koenigsegg's multi-million-dollar vehicles. And then out of nowhere, Ford dropped the mic saying, it's gonna be on your new Shelby GT350. So that is just so shocking to me. Plus, we had that huge carbon fiber rear wing. There are so many attributes of this car that made everybody think back in the day it was gonna start at $110,000 or 120, something crazy like that, because if you wanted carbon fiber wheels, it was like $20,000 to $30,000 if you buy them aftermarket. It didn't just end there. Ford bought a Ferrari 458 and then they took out the V8 Ferrari motor and they completely reverse engineered it. Next thing you know, we have a flat plane crank Ford Mustang V8, a 5.2 liter based on the Coyote. Which is leading us to the topic of today's video. Back in the day when this car first came out, I mean, it was so special. It was also like unobtainable almost. It had that voodoo flat plane crank motor, those carbon fiber wheels, the first ever Shelby with MagneRide, the most powerful naturally aspirated Ford motor ever made. And then something happened. Well, Ford revealed for the first ever year of the GT350s, they were only going to make 37 Rs and 100 normal GT350s. That blew everybody away. It instantly made everybody think these cars are going to be so rare. And they were. Back then they were. No one had them. And for the 2015 model year, you had to be so lucky to get one. However, here's where things took a very interesting turn. Ford kept making the vehicle for 2017, then 2018. Next thing you know, 1,000 GT350Rs in 1 year alone. Now we're in 2020 and they still have these cars being produced. There are tens of thousands of GT350s out there and thousands of GT350Rs. When Dodge came out with the Dodge Demon, they made that car for 1 year only. Same with the new ZR1 Corvette. They were limited and it made them sought after and unique. When you mass produce a vehicle for multiple years, year after year, and you have tens of thousands of them on the road, what happens to the value? Take a guess. What do you think this car is going for right now in the used market with 16,000 miles on it? I have 10,000 miles on mine. So just a few more thousand miles, how much do you think they're going for? Get ready for it. Think about it in your head. Now, here we go. I stopped by CarMax and they had a shadow black 2016 R, an even more rare version than this one right here behind me. I had the electronics package, which is more for your street driving. It's got the AC in it, right? However, the standard Rs didn't even come with the AC. They were designed for the racetrack to go as fast as possible, the fastest ever street legal Mustang on a road course. So with the rarest version of all the Rs, how much do you think it went for? $49,000, an R in the 40s. That's gotta be the cheapest GT350R in the world. A $49,000 GT350R at CarMax. Would you ever thought you'd see the day? People pay so much money for these cars, brand new, an R like this one right now, a 2020 R from the factory, cost, ready for it? $74,000 with tax. It's an $80,000 plus vehicle. Come on, I feel so bad for everyone who's paying a markup right now. You're not gonna get your money out of it. I'm making this video because, well, seeing that at CarMax, a $49,000 R, and seeing dealers charge markups on these cars still, it's like, I gotta spread the word somehow. Don't pay a markup. You can buy the same exact car, just used, for 20 grand less, 30 grand less. Oh my gosh, I just thought about it. You can buy that used R for less money than a maxed out Mustang PP2 or even maybe the new Mach 1 and the Bullet. Which one would you buy? If that R is creepy into the 40s now, looking at Auto Trader, you can buy GT350s all day, non-Rs, in the low 40s. I've even seen one in the 30s. If a dream vehicle of yours was a Mustang GT, now you can buy a 350 for the same price. Here's the big picture. The buyers are really getting hurt by this because every time a new Shelby comes out, and then when the Shelby comes out for year after year after year, there's massive markups. And then what happens? Once production ends, they've made the car for 5 or 6 or even more years than that, and they're mass produced. For each year, they're limited. Overall, they are mass produced if you count in all the years combined. So now all the buyers have lost 30%, 40%, maybe even 50% of the money they put into it. So overall, yes, this car is the worst investment you could have made if you did pay a markup, which is leading us to our next point, the all-new 2020 Shelby GT500. This car has just so much hype around. I've been seeing so many of these going up for sale at Ford dealerships for $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 over sticker. And then when you think about that, well, it's going down the same exact road as the GT350. All those people paying a lot of money for this car, and let's be honest, I'd say a majority of buyers who are getting a 500 are paying a pretty decent sized markup. They're going to lose their money if you do mass produce the car. And considering that we have versions like the Track Pack, which is similar to what the R is to the 350. Ford dealerships are being told their Track Pack allocations are golden ticket allocations. That's code for the dealerships to let's put a huge markup on that because it's gonna be more hard to get. If you are gonna call those cars the golden ticket versions of the 500, you can't make thousands of them. That just doesn't work, does it? So imagine if there were thousands of Willy Wonka golden tickets. Would that have worked? In general, what I'm trying to say is that don't come into buying a Shelby as if it's an investment, at least in terms of money. If you want to buy these cars to have fun, that's why I buy them. I cannot get up. If you can buy an R right now for 49 grand, I say go for it, because that's like the value of the century. You're getting carbon wheels, a huge carbon fiber rear wing, a flat plane crank V8 motor based on a Ferrari 458 Italia. If you add it all up, I think the wheels alone are like north of $10,000. The engine's probably north of 20. The rear wing, if you look up this rear wing on FordParts.com, it says it costs $13,000. What? Are you kidding me? So if you add up all the parts, even the Tremec 3160 transmission, how could they be going for the value they are? There's just one answer to it all, and that is supply and demand. When you make too many of a car, the demand starts going down and the values start going straight down. Nonetheless, so what do you guys think? I'm making this video because I want to spread the word to be careful when buying these vehicles, because stopping by local Ford dealerships and seeing them still mark up 350s for 20K over sticker, it's just unbelievable. So if you're watching this video, I implore you to look online, look at used vehicles, and look at what the values are doing. They're betting on you not being smart enough to figure stuff out yourself. Speaking of markups, I am still selling my 2020 GT500. I fixed the ad placement on my website. It is now saying the price. So if you want to buy an all-new 2020 GT500 under MSRP, reach out to me and I'll be glad to hook you up, because I think these cars deserve the right home, and I think this is a perfect opportunity for us to do exactly that. Anyways, thanks for watching this video. If you liked it, make sure to hit that like button. It really helps me out, and subscribe for much more great Shelby videos coming your way. Hope you enjoyed us spreading the message even more about the prices of these Shelbys and what to watch out for when you buy them. Thanks again. I'll see all of you in the next episode.